And now to a rising issue in Sacramento County, the growing number of people living on the streets and the impact on the community. Tomorrow, Sacramento County leaders will consider banning encampments on some public properties.
Yeah, that development as the city announced plans for a new space for the homeless to stay. The site would be in the parking lot of the County Health Services Department on East Parkway. That's just off of Florin Road. It would be the second safe stay community site in the county. There'd be 44 pallet sleeping cabins as well as bathrooms and shared gathering spaces. There would be food, 24/7 security, and teams to help connect people with services.
When we were looking at sites, we looked at sites where there's known unsanctioned encampment because we want to provide that relief to the community, and we know that people are more likely to engage in sheltering if we offer it in the community that they feel a part of versus having them move across town.
The site still has to be reviewed and voted on by the County Board of Supervisors. Now, at the same time, they're working to house people. They're also looking at laws to make it more difficult to live in certain areas on the streets in public.
KCRA 3's Orko Manna spoke with county leaders and homeless advocates. He joins us now from the County Administration Building with why they've been butting heads over this new proposal. Orko?
Well, Edie, the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors is meeting here tomorrow to discuss a potential ordinance that would make it unlawful for those experiencing homelessness to camp in certain public locations. Leaders tell me it's all about safety, but homeless advocates say that it is a slap in the face for some of our most vulnerable community members.
We've received complaints.
Homelessness is a persisting problem in our community. Don Natoli, chair of the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors, tells me that's why he and his colleagues will be workshopping a potential plan Tuesday to further address the issue.
It'll be a very broad discussion as relates to the impacts of health, safety, and general welfare.
A proposed ordinance would prohibit camping and encampments on public property in and near certain priority areas. That includes critical infrastructure locations, overnight homeless shelters, such as safe stay communities, and wildfire and flood risk areas during inclement weather. As far as what falls under critical infrastructure, county documents define it as a place so vital or integral to the operation or functioning of the county that its damage or destruction would have a debilitating impact. Natoli says that could include levees, bridges, sewer mains, and other county-operated sites.
Regional transit locations, not just bus stops, but maybe rail access and so forth.
While Sacramento Metro Fire cannot comment on the proposal, they tell us several grass fires this year have been started by people experiencing homelessness.
There could be a great threat with it, especially if they're in fields that are not being cared for with defensible space. Those fires can grow very rapidly.
That includes parts of the American River Parkway, which will be discussed as part of the proposed ordinance. Many who spend time here say they'd like to see the area get cleaned up.
Some are trying to stay out of trouble and just sleep somewhere, but there's a lot of people causing trouble and hurting folks.
The penalties would start with a warning and then a misdemeanor citation if someone violates the rules again within 30 days.
Enforcing people isn't the answer.
Homeless advocates believe the proposed ordinance is a violation of a rule that allows homeless individuals to camp on public property if there is no shelter availability.
We're putting the cart before the horse. They continue to put these enforcement mechanisms before putting the housing and the wraparound services. We just don't have anywhere for people to go.
But the county says with the emergence of more safe stay sites, now is the time to act.
There is a balance, certainly between public health and safety, certainly the rights of those who are unhoused.
Again, tomorrow is just a workshop among the supervisors to talk about what would be in an ordinance. No decisions are being made, and if they decide to move forward with it, a more concrete proposal could be voted on in the next couple months. Reporting live in Sacramento tonight, Orko Manna, KCRA 3 News.